Welcome to Bible Lands with Dan Serns. Here we are at Masada, the desert fortress, right on the edges of the Dead Sea. This was built by Herod the Great about 30 BC. The way it shows up again in history when the great Jewish revolt of 66 AD took place, and the Roman legions were traveling all over Judea and the surrounding areas, stamping out any resistance, and the final resistance came right here to this area. And the Romans came, and after destroying the temple in 70 AD, the Romans came and surrounded this area. They put a perimeter around to keep anybody from escaping. They put their soldiers in various strategic camps around the area. They built a siege ramp for 3 months, 20,000 soldiers working on it every day. They rolled a battering ram up and they began hammering down the walls. Meanwhile, inside, the leader of the Zealots said, "Are we going to go with the abuse and slavery of Rome, or are we going to take our own lives?" They decided to take their own lives, and when the Romans came on the scene, they found all those people were dead. You know, there's an important lesson we can learn from this. In Daniel 9, there's the prophecy of the coming Messiah, and that it would be a time where the covenant people would make decisions for or against him. And if they made decisions against him, that it would result in the destruction of many things. And this is one of those examples. When Jesus came, he said, "My kingdom is not of this world. Otherwise, my followers would fight for me. My kingdom begins in the heart, but my kingdom will come and be established later on." You see, we see two history lessons contrasted right here at Masada. We see those who rejected the invitation of Jesus and his mission, who fought for freedom from the Romans and for their own empire and kingdom here on earth. And their history is recorded right here in Masada. Results in tragedy and death and loss of freedom and life. On the other hand, we see those who accepted Jesus and his mission and his purpose. They took on the mission to take the good news of salvation to all of the then known world. And we see that they traveled throughout the empire preaching Jesus and his truths. And that's where we find their history recorded in the book of Acts in the Bible. Each day we're deciding, which kingdom do we want to be a part of? Jesus said, "Seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added to you." Satan said to Jesus, "Bow down to me and I will give you all the kingdoms of the earth." We can choose to have Jesus be our king and to be a part of his kingdom. Why don't you make that reconfirmation or that first decision right now? I want Jesus to be in charge of every part of my life. I want to be a part of the mission to take the good news of salvation to all the world. He'll embrace you, he'll accept you, and he'll set you to work for him.